Hello, my name is Joshua Omollo and I'm an investment analyst at Cytonn Investments. So welcome to our series on pensions where we'll be answering a couple of questions or a number of common questions that people ask concerning pensions. A pension is a financial arrangement, a scheme that allows you to make contributions during your working years so that by the time you retire or by the time you stop working, you have these schemes as your source of income in that period. There are a number of reasons why you should have a pension scheme, but I think the most basic reason is because at your retirement you do not want to be depending on sources that are not reliable. You don't want to be a burden to your family or relatives at the point where you've now stopped working and you need another source of income. And another very good reason why you need to start saving for your retirement is because research data has shown that for you to maintain the same standard of living that you do while you're working, you'll need to have about 75% of the income that you earn at the peak of your career for you to, just get to live with the same things that you do. So that means taking your kids to the same schools, driving the same cars, living in the same neighborhood. And the only way you get to 75% of your income at retirement is through saving early and having your money work for you, having that money earn interest while you work so that at that time you'll have a reliable source of income. Pensions can be categorized on a wide array of bases. You can categorize pensions based on the mode of contributions, based on the type of investments, based on the mode of payment after contributions. So today I'll just speak about two categories of pensions. And the first one is based on the type of investment. So under type of investments, we have two types of pension schemes. The first one is a segregated pension scheme and the other one is a guaranteed pension scheme. So what's the difference? In a guaranteed pension scheme, you get into an agreement with the scheme that is offering you the service, and they tell you, we'll take your pensions money, we'll invest it, and at the time of retirement, you'll get your money back plus a 4% interest. So normally, that 4% rate is fixed, and whether the investment makes returns of 30%, that doesn't come back to you. The amount that you have is the 4% that had been agreed to prior. So segregated pension schemes are different. And with segregated pension schemes, your money is again invested by the pensions manager, and the investments returns that come out of that pensions is all allocated to you. So let's say the pension scheme makes a 20%, gets a 20% return, then you get all of that, all of your money plus the 20% return. On the flip side, if the scheme makes a loss, because with investments there's always the possibility of loss, then the loss is also borne by the retiree. So that's the major difference, and it comes about in terms of types of mode of investments. It just comes about in terms of risk. So your choice will be the kind of risk you're willing to take, and that will be that. And then the other type of pension scheme would be classified in terms of the methods of contribution. Method of contribution. So under method of contribution, we do have defined contribution schemes and defined benefit schemes, and you can tell from the names what the differences of these two will be. So under defined contribution schemes, the contribution is known. You know that at the end of every month I'll contribute 10% of my earnings towards my pensions. With defined benefit scheme, we work with it backwards. So what we say is, I need to earn this amount of money by the time I'm retiring. Or let's say, I'll give an example of me. I look at my current age and say I need to be, by the time I get to 60 and I retire, I need to be having 5.1 million shillings. So then I work backwards and see, for me to have 5.1 million shillings at retirement, how much will I need to be contributing every month or periodically in order to get to that amount? So you work backwards from the contributions in order to know, from the benefits that you want, in order to know the contributions that you'll be making. So those are some of the categories of pension schemes or the types of pension schemes that we do have. And I just want to also mention a third one, a third type of pension scheme, which comes about in terms of the mode of, or the method of payment. So under these we have a pension fund and a provident fund. So what's the difference? For a provident fund, once you retire, your money is given to you in a lump sum. For a pension fund, your money is paid to you periodically. So they may have a provision of, we'll give you a third of your savings, and then the other 2/3 will be distributed to you monthly. So you'll get either a monthly payment or a yearly payment or a quarterly payment, depending on the agreement. First of all, it's important to reiterate that you have to start saving for your pensions early, and I think the most important reason why this is important is because of the aspect of compound interest. So we all know how compound interest works. It's different from simple interest in that simple interest just calculates interest on your principal. But with compound interest, your principal earns interest, and then the interest that is calculated for the coming period is based on the principal you had plus the interest that the money earned. So let's say you start saving at 20 years, you'll have 40 years before you get to 60 and retire. So you'll have a longer period for your money to compound, and at the end of that period you'll have way more money than somebody who started maybe 5 years after you did or 10 years after you did. And the other reason why it's so important to start saving early is because it gives you flexibility. Remember, we talked about the defined benefits scheme. So if you know the amount of money that you need to have at retirement, then starting early gives you the flexibility of saving smaller amounts monthly as you start, as opposed to starting maybe at 40. So let's say you want 5 million at 60. If you start at 40, you'll probably have to contribute like 10,000 shillings a month. But if you start in your 20s, you'll make contributions of maybe around 1,500 to 2,000 shillings per month. So that flexibility is quite important. And that's why we say it's very vital that you start savings for your pension, for your retirement as early as you possibly can. I think we all understand by now how important saving for retirement is, and that it is quite vital that we start saving for retirement and we start saving early, to select the right fund manager to do it, a fund manager that you can trust to get you your retirement benefits safe and get you returns that would actually benefit you. So for any needs, for any inquiries regarding our pension products, we currently have 3 pension products that we are offering. We have the Cytonn personal scheme, we have the Cytonn umbrella retirement benefit scheme, and we have the Cytonn income redemption fund. So to reach out to us, you can get to us through email at pensions@cytonn.com, or you can use client services at cytonn.com, or simply you can go to our website, the link will be on the video, and register for your pensions. It's important to start saving for your pensions as early as now, and you can be sure it will be one of the best decisions of your life.